Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the old YADKIN Valley Speedway, home to the Winston-Salem Racing Series and the Funkhauser Diecast Racing League. It's time for the second half of the Merch by Mickey presents the F-Body Frenzy Tournament, Round 1. Heat Groups 1 through 3 have been decided. Now it's time for Heat Groups 4 through 6, as these F-Bodies are set and ready to go for some amazing racing action.
Come on, man, let me get in here and I'm going to do the introductions on this one.
Okay, Ricky, you can take another jab at it.
Starting us off with Heat Group 4 with a qualifying time of 15.794 seconds and his 79 Chevy Camaro weighing in at 55.1 grams for in-count racing. It's in-count.
Up next, with a qualifying time of 16.545 seconds and his 1970 Chevy Camaro weighing in at 60.6 grams, it's Blue Line Racing.
Tagging with a qualifying time of 17.443 seconds and his 1997 Chevy Camaro weighing at 60.1 grams for Underdogs Unleashed, it's Blaze.
And finally racing his way in from the qualifying round with a 1967 Chevy Camaro weighing in at 57.5 grams for G-Force Racing, it's Papa G. It is all Chevy as we are set and ready to go for race 1 of Heat Group 4. Starting us off in the front inside pole position, it's in count, and then right next to him in the outside lane, it's Blue Line Racing. On the rear, inside row, it's Blaze, and then right next to him on the outside, it's Papa G, as we are set and ready for race 1, which is now underway.
Let's go!
Down the backstretch they go, in count is leading him in the turn 1, but you got Blue Line right there on his tail. Blue Line takes the lead, heading into turn 2. Then the chicane looks like in count gets into trouble, but he gets a nice push. Here we go, down to the final stretch. It's going to be Blue Line Racing taking the first place position, followed by In Count, and then here comes Papa G and Blaze bringing up the rear.
How about that track time of 15.160 seconds? Woo, he's a flying.
Blue Line Racing put down some fast times for sure, as he is your leader with 5 points. Then you've got In Count right behind him. Then you've got Papa G and Blaze. But we still have 3 races to go. Anything can happen. Here we go with race 2. Down the backstretch they go. Blue Line leads them into turn 1, but you've got In Count right there on his tail. Can they catch up to him as Blue Line starts to pull away? Oh, he gets loose. He gets tapped. Can In Count make the pass? As he gets into trouble. Down to the line. It's going to be Blue Line coming in first place backwards. Then you got Blaze coming in behind him.
Man, those cars are all over the place.
These cars sure are fast, but they are driving on the edge of chaos. So we look down here at the entrance of turn 4. You've got Papa G sitting there, and then you've got In Count also being pulled out of the tire barrier. Let's check out the replay as we see exactly what just happened to both drivers. As you watch the drivers exit turn 3, you see In Count trying his best to get around Blue Line, but he ends up losing control of the car and clips the tire barrier before the entrance of turn 3. As you watch further, you see Papa G comes down into the same lane. He can't avoid it, and he slams right into In Count, losing control of his car and throwing In Count into the tire barrier. And with that, Blue Line Racing extends his lead into 10 points. But you have Blaze now in second place with 6 points. We still have 2 races to go. Anything can happen as we are set and ready to go for race 3, which is now underway. Down the backstretch they go. Here comes Papa G leading them in the turn 1. But you've got Blue Line giving him a shove down in the turn 2. Through the chicane. Can Papa G hang on to that lead as he gets slipped over trouble. Here comes Blue Line coming in past him down the stretch. He wrecks. He rolls over multiple times and then he gets slammed by Blaze.
Oh my God, somebody go down there and get him some medical attention.
Ricky, this is no time to be joking. This is a serious situation as we have both drivers being checked out by emergency crews. As we watch a replay, you see Papa G enters the turn, but it's too much for his car. He ends up rolling over and then gets hit by Blue Line Racing, who then gets a big shove from Blaze as they head down the stretch. In Count starts to get loose as we head down in the turn 4. You see that Blue Line exits turn 4. He hits the wall. He hits the wall again. His tires catch and his car rolls over multiple times before finally getting struck by Blaze, who has nowhere to go and comes to a halt. And with no cars making it across the finish line, we have a quadruple DNF. No points are awarded, and all the drivers are brought back up to their same starting positions as we are set and ready for restart of race 3, which is now underway.
Man, you won't let me have any fun.
Ricky, what if those drivers have been seriously injured? What would you say and think of yourself?
It's always funny until somebody gets hurt. Then it's freaking hilarious.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now as we get back to the racing. Oh, looks like Blue Line gets into a little trouble. Papa G is now coming down to the line. Looks like he's going to be your race winner. Oh, my Blue Line fell across the line backwards again. Then you've got Blaze with a track time of 17.145 seconds.
And we have another car turned around. Looks like in count.
It looks like Treacherous Turn 3 has claimed another driver. As we watch the replay, you watch the drivers enter the Turn 3. Blue Line gets a little sideways and he got slammed by Blaze, and then looks like End Count just loses control of his car as he enters the turn and comes to a stop right there at the center of Turn 3. Another unfortunate victim. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, End Count has earned his spot into the second round of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament. But the race is now on between Blaze, Papa G, and End Count. Who is going to be moving on to the second round of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament? It's race 4. As we head down into the Turn 1, End Count leads him, but you got Blue Line right there on his tail, giving him a push. Down into Turn 2, to the chicane. Oh, End Count gets a little loose, and then here comes Blue Line up above, making a pass. Here we come down to the final stretch. It's going to be Blue Line taking the win, followed by End Count and Blaze right behind him. And it looks like Papa G loses control of his car and loses all of his momentum.
Woo, that is the racing action I'm talking about.
As we watch your replay, you see End Count loses control of his car as he exits the chicane. And then here comes Blue Line taking advantage of the situation as he makes a pass up high and continues on for the race win. And at the end of Heat Group 4, your two drivers moving on to the second round of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament is Blue Line Racing with 19 points, and then right behind him is Blaze with 12 points. Now let's get down for introductions of Heat Group 5. Starting us off for Heat Group 5 with a qualifying time of 15.833 seconds in his 1967 Chevy Camaro, weighing in at 59.7 grams. For Grumpy Cloud Racing, it's Grumpy Cloud.
Better not be bringing no rain my way.
Up next with a qualifying time of 16.580 seconds in his 1977 Pontiac Trans Am, weighing in at 57 grams. For Spirit of 64, it's Scooter Roundwell.
My Burt Reynolds mustache getting all tangly.
Next with a qualifying time of 17.555 seconds in his 1970 Pontiac Firebird, weighing in at 53.9 grams. For Raw Sun God Racing, it's Raw Sun God. And then finally, racing his way in from the qualifying race in his 1967 Pontiac Firebird, weighing in at 59.6 grams. For Mark Rich Racing, it's Markus. A Camaro, 2 Firebirds, and a Trans Am ready to go for Heat Group 5. Starting us off in up front inside pole position, it's Grumpy Cloud. Right next to him, it's Scooter Roundwell. On the rear inside row, you've got Ross Sun God, and then right beside him is Markus. We have 4 races to go here for Heat Group 5 as race 1 is now underway. Down the backstretch they go. Grumpy Cloud leads them in the Turn 1, but you've got Scooter Roundrail right there on his tail as we head into Turn 2 to the chicane. Here comes Scooter trying to make the pass. He gives him a tap. They're all getting sideways. Scooter loses control. Here comes Grumpy Cloud down to the finish. He will come in first place, followed by Scooter with a back time of 17.706 seconds.
Here they go again, all getting tangled up.
Looks like Markus and Raw have gotten together. As we check out the replay here, we look at the exit of Turn 3. You see that Scooter gets a little sideways, and then Markus does the same thing, but he gets clipped by Raw as Raw has nowhere to go and pushes him down into Turn 4, but they could not make it and come to a stop. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Grumpy Cloud is going to be your leader with 5 points, but you have Scooter Roundwell right there behind him with 4 points. Raw, Sun God, and Markus still have a chance. We have 3 races left to go. It is anybody's game as race 2 is set and ready to go. Here we go, race 2. Down the backstretch they go as Scooter leads them in the Turn 1. But if he looks in his rearview mirror, he sees the dark clouds of Grumpy as they head into the chicane. Can Grumpy Cloud catch up to Scooter as they go through Turn 3? Scooter starts to pull away down to the final turn, into the final stretch. It's going to be Scooter Roundwell followed by Grumpy Cloud. Now then you have Markus and Raw Sun God bringing up the rear. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you now have a tie for first place between Grumpy Cloud and Scooter Roundwell, both of them with 1 win apiece. But don't count out Raw Sun God and Markus. Anything can happen as we still have 2 races to go as race 3 is set and ready to go. Down the backstretch into Turn 1, it's Markus with a slight lead over the other drivers, but here comes Raw Sun God slowly starting to catch up. He tries to make the pass through Turn 2 in the chicane, but here comes Scooter giving Markus a shove. down the super stretch. Oh, Markus gets loose. He wrecks his car. They're all wrecking. Here comes Grumpy Cloud slowly making his way past and limping his way across the line. The only driver to finish with a track time of 21.750 seconds.
Man, I thought these were F-bodies, not Mustangs.
But Ricky, as I said, when you drive the cars on the tightrope of chaos, sometimes you slip. As we watch Markus exiting turn 3 down the super stretch, he just loses control of his car before entering the turn 4 and then slides and then wrecks it right into the tire barrier. The other drivers with nowhere to go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is unfortunate to say that Ross, Sun God, and Markus will not be moving on to round 2. This race will now determine between Grumpy Cloud and Scooter to figure out where they will be positioned in the bracket for round 2, as race 4 is now underway. Down the backstretch they go. It's Ross, Sun God leading them into turn 1. But here comes Grumpy Cloud making the pass through the S turn, through turn 2, into the chicane. But here comes Scooter Roundwell. Right behind it comes Scooter. Catch up. No, Scooter gets loose. Here comes Grumpy Cloud down to the final stretch. And there's trouble behind him as they're all wrecking as they come across the line.
Whew, that was a heck of a finish right there, I tell you what.
A heck of a finish for sure. As we watch the replay, you see the other drivers behind Grumpy Cloud exiting turn 4. Scooter Roundwell loses control of his car, hits the outside retaining wall, and gets spun around by Run Saw God as they come down to the line. Scooter Roundwell just barely beats him across the line. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, your two drivers moving on to the second round of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament. It's going to be Grumpy Cloud with 19 points, and then Scooter Roundwell is going to be coming in second place with 13 points. Heck of driving by both of them as we go down for the introductions for Heat Group 6. Starting us off for Heat Group 6 with a qualifying time of 15.758 seconds in his 1995 Chevy Camaro, weighing in at 60.5 grams. For Crazy 8s Racing, it's Mike Dooley.
Dooley, slip it up to holler.
Next, with a qualifying time of 16.882 seconds in his 1970 Pontiac Firebird, weighing in at 57.1 grams. For Uncle Elvis Racing, it's Ryan. Up next, with a qualifying time of 17.892 seconds in his 1975 Pontiac Firebird, weighing in at 58.1 grams. For FOURSIX Diecast Racing, it's BOOG. And then finally racing his way in the qualifying round in his 81 Chevy Camaro, weighing in at 58.1 grams. For Flips Racing, it's Flips. These are your final 4 drivers for round 1 of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament. Who's going to be moving on to round 2? Starting us off in that front inside pole position, you're going to have Mike Dooley. Right next to him in the outside lane for Uncle Elvis, it's going to be Ryan. Then you've got Boog right there behind him in the inside lane, and then right beside him is going to be Flips, as we are set and ready for race 1, which is now underway. Dooley leads him down the backstretch, but you've got Ryan right there beside him hanging on as we're heading to S turns. Ryan takes the lead into turn 2, but you got Flips right there on his tail giving a push. Flips gets tangled up with Dooley. They're all tangled up. As we're coming down to the line, it's going to be Ryan taking that first place position. Are there any other drivers behind him? No, they all seem to have wrecked out.
Man, another triple DNF.
Yes, Ricky, the drivers got tangled up. As we check out the replay at the exit of turn 3, you see that Flips and Mike Dooley are stuck together, and you got Boog trying to break them up as they go down the backstretch, but they're unable to do so, coming to a stop right there at the entrance to turn 4. And with that triple DNF, Ryan is your leader with 5 points. The other drivers are going to have to fight tooth and nail to catch back up to him, but we have seen crazier things here at the old YADKIN Valley Speedway as we are set and ready for race 2, which is now underway. Ryan leads him down the backstretch into turn 1, but you have Flips right there on his tail as they go through the S-turns. Here comes Flips, trying to make the pass into turn 2, through the chicane. Can he make the pass? Into turn 3 they go. They're beating, they're touching. Flips is starting to fall behind as here comes Ryan down to the finish. He hits the wall, but he's going to come in first place, followed by Flips. Then comes Dooley and Boog bringing up the rear.
That is some hard racing right there.
That is what we love to see here at the old YADKIN Valley Speedway, as Flips tried his best to make the pass, but Ryan was able to hold on for the lead. As that's 2 wins for Ryan, and you have Flips in second place, followed by Dooley and Boog bringing up the rear. As we still have 2 races to go, we are here for race 3. Flips lays him down the backstretch with a commanding lead into turn 1. Here's Ryan right behind him. Can he catch up as they're headed into turn 2 through the chicane? Looks like Flips is going to be leading it all alone as he's starting. Oh, he flips over. He gets clipped and then slammed by Ryan as Ryan comes down to the line with another win.
Woo, Ryan is just dominating.
Another great performance by Ryan, but an unfortunate turn of events as the other drivers are piled up at the entrance to turn 4. We have to check out the replay and see exactly what just happened, as we see Flips has a commanding lead as he exits turn 3. He gets a little loose and then completely loses control of his car, flipping it over and then getting slammed by Ryan as they come down into turn 4. He then gets hit by the other drivers, as we see here they exit the turn 3 camera. He just rolls it completely over and then slammed. Here come the other 2 drivers with absolutely nowhere to go. They both just slam right into him and then come to a stop there at turn 4.
Tiny man, this is starting to become a demolition derby.
Well, Ricky, these drivers are doing their best to try to move on to round 2. And as we talk about the next round, we've got Ryan, who's obviously going to be moving on to round 2. But now the race is on between the other drivers to see who will be moving on. This is the final race of the first round. Who's going to be moving on? Down a backstretch with a big push into turn 1. It's Boog being pushed by Flips as we head down into turn 2. Flips is still on Boog's tail. Can he make the pass? As we head into turn 3, here comes Dooley right there behind him. As we're heading down the final stretch, it's going to be Boog followed by Flips, then Dooley and Ryan bringing up the rear. What a way to finish this round. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, your 2 drivers moving on to the second round of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament. It's going to be Ryan with that commanding lead, and then you've got Flips just beating out Boog for that second place position. These 2 drivers moving on to round 2. It's Funkhauser down here on pit road with the drivers who will be moving on to the second round of the F-Body Frenzy Tournament. They, along with the top 4 qualifiers, will finally be trading paint, and we'd like to congratulate them on the great work they did getting this far in the tournament. That being said, I would love to give a big shout out and thank you to the other competitors for the great jobs they did on building their cars for their first Maillion event here at the old Yadkin Valley Speedway. Your vehicles have put on some amazing action here, as well as the drivers moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you watching at home, if you love the content you see, as always, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and please share as we bring you more exciting racing action here from the old Yadkin Valley Speedway, home to the Winston-Salem Racing Series and the Funkhauser Diecast Racing League. Also, don't forget to reach out to Merch by Meekin for all your F-Body Frenzy merchandise, as well as custom diecast metal signs and much more. I'll catch y'all next time.